this should be quick because I have other classes to attend. Sorry. Look, this is our first class, and also this is the first time that I'm teaching you. Well, most of you. So please, let's be very brief about it. We're going to address as a first class the syllabus that we are going to be working on this year. I hope you have read it before because you are now in 5th stage of secondary, 5th grade of high school, okay? So please, I attached the file in the message of the agenda, and also in this way. I'm going to share my screen with you. I attached it here, your 5th. In the message of the agenda, I attached this file, which we're going to be revising right now. And also I added to our portfolio of files. Right here. So open it if you have a laptop or a computer next to you, but I'm also going to share it with you right here, okay? As you know, most of you, maybe the 90% of your class, are going to sit for this examination this year, 2020, of the Global Perspectives one. Sorry to... Please silence your microphones because I can hear everything that is happening around you. Okay? Please, please. And as this class is going to be recorded, it's going to... Abdurrahman?
Yes.
Can you silence your microphone, please? Because I'm getting a lot of noise.
Okay.
Thank you. Just silence your microphone. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, very good. Let's continue. I hope you all have read these syllabus before. At least you have it. Well, if you didn't, now you have it attached in CNET. So we're going to go as quick as possible to revise it. To the components. In the components, we have 3 different components, as I guess you know, but it's not a waste of time if we repeat it. In the first part, which is a written examination, in the first part, which is a written examination, it takes about more than an hour, and it's about 35% of the grade, of the final grade. Okay. Remember that for this part, the only way to prepare yourself is to understand the glossary that you're working on in the Global Perspectives course, and also to read a lot, because comprehensional reading is a very useful tool to apply right here. Remember that you only have an hour and 15 minutes, which means that you're going to get texts which are not going to be short. In some cases, they're going to be 1 or 2 pages, and you need to read it once and be able to fully understand and be able to respond to the questions that they are going to put in the examination. Okay, so please, in this time that you're at home, try to get new routines. To remember that it only takes 30 days to get a new routine and to be dependent on it. And the habit of reading is a very useful one. Okay, read, know, be eager to learn, which if you are not, it's going to be very hard for you to pass this course. Okay, I'm very demanding with my grades, so please read. It's the only thing that I ask from you. Okay. In the written examination, as I was saying, we have also 8 topics. We have 8 topics for each one of the components of examination. The first one I recommend you to read of all the current happenings in the world. Not only of this quarantine time, but before of it. Okay, what happened before? What made us take the decisions that we are taking right now? What happened around the globe? Okay, news are a good source of information for us to start discerning and start filtering information, which is good, which is biased, which is not. And I know you know most of the part of the glossary, but we need to apply it right now, okay? Because in the written examination, it's going to be technical language that you're going to be receiving, okay? And the second component, which is the individual report, which you need to be working on right now because we are April now, and then the examinations might be in November, October, November of this year, and some of you are going to sit for May or June in the following year. It's not a long time, and you need at least 3 months to fully finish one well done. So please be hasty about it. What can you do right now? As of right now, also reading. But first of all, choose one topic that you need to research about, one interesting topic for you. Okay, this individual report is 1,500 to 2,000 words, and it needs to be very well structured. And we are going to learn the proper way of a structure, but first I will need a draft of you. How do you think it is? Before I send you the correct structure and all the tips that you need to know in a PDF, I need from you to do me a draft. You're going to have 2 weeks, and you're going to upload it to CNET as well. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you need today or tomorrow your topic and the issue that you're going to be researching about for your individual report, and you're going to have 1 or 2 weeks. I haven't decided it yet. I'm going to consult it with coordination about how long you will need to finish the first draft of this individual report. It may be only 1 week and a half probably, because you're at home, you have every resource you need, and you have a lot of free time. So this is very important, okay? And the third component, which is the team project. Okay, if you don't have a team right now, you should start looking for one. The team project is going to be a group work of 3 people in each group, 3 participants, not 4, not 5, not 2. Do not tell me, please, teacher, can I do it alone? No. Okay, teacher, can we do it only the 2 of us? No, 3 people. Okay, and maybe your class is going to have 4 people group, and then that's it. Okay, so please take this into account. You need to define your participants of the group today or tomorrow, because you need to send it to me before the next class, which is going to be next week. I need to have in my files the topic you're selecting per group, the issue that you're addressing as a course of action, because you know in the team project you need to have a possible solution and then to design a course of action in group. Okay, so and I need the 3 names of the people in your group. That's all that I need for the next class as well regarding the team project. Okay, the team project consists in 3 elements: 2 elements in the team element and 2 elements in the personal element. The 2 parts of the team project in the group, in the team element, are the outcome and the explanation. The outcome and the explanation. Just to be clear, write me on chat if you can see the whole page of the syllabus that I'm talking about, because if not, it's going to be messy. Can you see the syllabus on your screen that I'm sharing with you? Just right here. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure about it. Continuing, in the team project, the team element has two parts, which is the outcome and the explanation. So I told you, the team project is one topic that you select and then try to address the problem with the course of action, try to solve it, try to diminish its impact, okay? So the outcome is everything you do, to help to solve it, okay? For example, if you want to address the fuel and energy or the environmental problems right now of the city, which are diminishing because we have no public transport, well, a much smaller public transport impact right now, no private vehicles right now, and the cities are being benefited to a less environmental impact, which means a better environment for us all. The outcome should be, the song should be maybe the video that you have filmed, a small sketch, maybe the proof that you are giving a speech to different schools or to teachers or to your family or to your small community or your neighborhood. All of that is the outcome, the proof that you are doing something in order to solve the problem. And the explanation is very well connected to the outcome. The explanation means, why did you do it? Okay, the explanation is 200 to 300 words, and it needs to be very accurate. It doesn't mean that if you write 400 words, you will get extra points. No, you will get less points, for the matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you need to be very accurate, very precise in this explanation, because if you are addressing the environmental problem, the environmental issue, you cannot hand out papers, you cannot hand out leaflets, or you cannot hand out, I don't know, plastic bags, right, as a gift to people listening to your speech. You need to reduce your environmental impact, and it needs to be coherent with the outcome that you are presenting or the issue that you want to solve. Okay, the explanation needs to be very precise, and these two are presented as grades of you as a group. Okay, you all get the same grading in this part. And in the team project, it also has a personal element, which is really important. The reflective paper is from 750 words to 1,000 words. And it's about all the weaknesses and strengths you have found while developing your team project, okay? And if you had weaknesses or difficulties along the path of its development, you need to state in which way you overcame these difficulties, okay? And in which way did you take advantage of your strengths? And in which way did every part of your group contribute towards the achievement of your goals? In the first part of the book, it is very well explained in which way you need to plan ahead. Okay, I guess you all have finished those parts, and this is where you apply all the knowledge you have done in order to be very well structured, which is what Cambridge asks and requires from you. Okay, these three components are going to be internally assessed by me. Well, two components, the component 2 and the 3, not the component 1. Please, and if you, because you know, the school has told you that everyone needs to take the IGCSEs, especially for global perspective, and I need you to take this very seriously, okay? Now let's go to the part of the topics. Sorry. I was forgetting the assessment objectives. As you know, and as it is divided in your book, the you have research, analysis, evaluation, reflection, and communication and collaboration. These 3 assessment objectives are going to be graded in your 3 components of evaluation in your IGCSE. Okay, the first part, research, analysis, and evaluation, is how well you apply your knowledge, is how well you understand the glossary of the course. Okay, and this is going to show if you have or you don't have practice while developing your research studies or your global perspective course. It's very important that you practice a lot. If you read a newspaper, try to define, is it biased, is it not, why should it be biased, does this article show me enough proof that it's that it has done research by the author? Does it not? Try to analyze every bit of information that you're reading, as articles, papers, journals, and also try to synthesize your ideas. Try to write. You have to write small fragments of your thoughts regarding specific articles for you to practice right now for this written examination, which is the component number 1. Okay? And the second part, which is with the assessment objective number 2, which is the reflection, this is where skill comes in. The first part was practice, a lot of practice, and then the second part, skill, which comes from practice as well. Okay? This is where you have to consider, how do you research? Do you really have practice while researching to a specific topic? Because you're going to select one topic that you like, but then you're going to find several issues. One topic may have hundreds of issues, and you need to address only one or maybe 2 at most, because each issue is very vast and it has a lot of information for you to discern. Okay, so if you it also, the reflection show us which way you have developed working as part of a team, or having influence in personal learning of other members of your group. Okay, which is going to be shown obviously in the reflection paper. And finally, the communication and collaboration assessment objective, which means that you have to present relevant arguments and in which way you do contribute to the team project development. This is how the assessment objectives are assessed. As you can see, the written examination does not take into account the assessment objective 2 or the assessment objective 3, especially because in the assessment objective 2, you need the part of the reflection, and in the written examination, it's only required for you to work as much in the same exercises as your book propose you to do, sorry. And in the assessment objective 3, of course, the communication is well frowned upon, and it's forbidden. And in the component number 2, which is the individual report, you have a 67% of assessment objective 1, a small bit of reflection, and a 25% of communication, which is why you find your information. Okay? And in the team project, you have also to apply the assessment objective number 1, the assessment objective number 2, which is reflection, and communication at 36%. If you take a look, the part which is assessed the most is the assessment objective number 1, which means if you want a good grade, practice a lot of the assessment objective number 1, which if you weight all those assessment objectives is the biggest, right? 65% of the whole qualification is the assessment objective number 1. Please practice a lot. How did you practice? As I told you, read a lot. Try to comprehend text. Do not just read for reading. After you read, reflect about your knowledge, all the knowledge you are gaining, which with each news that you're reading or with each article, it's necessary for you to fully understand everything you read. Okay. And now let's jump to topics. For the component number 1, which is written examination. Okay. For the written examination, it's obvious that you won't have anything at hand. You won't have notes, you won't have newspapers, you won't have books in hand while having the written examination. So you have these 8 topics. You have these 8 topics, and for you to be able to answer in a broader way, to show that you need to have some previous knowledge about these topics. So if you don't know anything about it, it's a good time to start reading about these topics, which is demographic change, education for all, employment, fuel and energy, globalization, law and criminality, migration, transport systems. I know I told you that each topic may have several issues, maybe hundreds of issues. Yes, it's true. But remember that these topics are divided because all of the other issues are connected, maybe in some cases as causes and consequences, maybe in some cases as causes and consequences. So all the issues can be connected in somehow because they belong to the same topic. So if you read a few articles on each topic, and then in the examination, in the written examination, it has, they write about one issue that you haven't read, but you know something related to it, you can address your previous knowledge to them this written examination that you have right now. So please, you have to read at least 2 or 3 articles about each topic. About each topic, you need to know 2 or 3 issues to be prepared for the written examination. Okay? Please, this is very important. Also, the component number 2, the individual report. This is where you choose, where you select one of these 8 topics and start your research. It has to be of your appeal because you're going to spend a lot of time reading about it. Do not just grab the first article that you find on Google. Try to find first several authors, several sources of information, and then start reading about them. Because if you don't have a reliable source of information, which means if someone is writing about belief systems, at least he or she has to have studies in theology, okay? If not, it's not a believable source of information. And the same as every other individual report. The writers or the authors need to advocate their life towards researching this specific topic. If not, it's not a trustworthy one. Okay, remember, I need the draft of. Okay, listen, Mauricio. Very good question. All of you, even if you pay or you don't pay for the IGCSE of Global Perspective, need to present the work. Okay, none of you is going to be exempt of doing it. If you, for example, don't present, I don't know for which reason you don't present the IGCSE, you will need to discuss it with Teacher Hassan or with the principal, because as of me, I understand that every one of you is going to take it. But if you don't, if you have, I don't know, maybe one excuse, if you have talked to Hassan or to the principal, and you have a reason why not taking the IGCSE, you still need it for your grade. This year you're going to have 3 periods. The second and the third period are entirely of the development of this course, because Global Perspective is no course without these 3 components. Okay, so everyone, whether you're paying or not for the test, is going to take the 3 components. And how? The written examination. I have past papers of Global Perspective, which you are going to be sitting. So everyone is going to take this exam, whether you pay for it or not. everyone needs the grade. Okay, thank you. Now let's move on. The component 2, as I was saying, the individual report, you need to work on it as because you really like the topic, okay? Because you're going to find a lot of information, and it's going to be sometimes a little bit exhausting, and it's going to, and you need to reflect a lot about this topic. Listen, just a brief pause. Each Zoom meeting is only about 40 minutes. So in maybe a couple of minutes, this transmission will be shut down. And then I'm going to reopen it. So please do not leave, okay? Because we're going to finish 11:20, 11:25. Okay, let's continue. The component 3. By the way, Mauricio, is your answer, is your question satisfied? Did everyone understand that you're all going to take the IGCSE one way or another? Yes or no? Okay. Very good, very good. You all need to do it, remember, whether you pay for it or not. Let's go to the component 3. As I told you, I need before the next class, I need that you select one topic, okay? One topic. Also, one issue. I'm not asking yet for the course of action or the possible solution or the potential solution, but what I am asking now is the participants, the members of your group. No. Okay. In the team project, you just, before the next class, so for next class, you need to decide which topic you are going to do, which issue you're addressing. Maybe a second issue, just like a backup plan. And I need the names of the members of the team. So for the following class, what I need are 3 things. The first, your selected topic. I'm going to write it right here, okay? For component 3, remember. Your issue or your backup issue also of that specific topic. And as the third, I need the names of the group members. I'm going to post it in CNET as well, so nobody forgets. Okay. No, you can choose it. The group, you have to choose it. The groups are going to be of 3 people each group. And I'm going to see the list, and if it's not an even, well, it's not a multiple of 3, then there are going to be 1 or at most 2 groups of 4. If so, I need the name of the groups, the members of the group, or all this information of the groups as soon as possible. Okay. What else? Yeah, that should be it. Okay. How do you prepare for the team project? This might not be much about reading, but yes, it's a lot about communication and cooperation, as the assessment objective 3 says. In which way? You have 8 topics as well. You need to select one that you 3 are eager to solve, or that you can see in our social environment. Remember that for the team project, you need to know. For the team project, you need to establish one possible course of action, one possible solution. which in this case, it's also going to demand a lot of work from you, whether you take to do a small sketch, a speech, a song, or a video clip, or I don't know, some posts around the city. It's going to take a lot of work. So that's why you need to be very passionate about it, about trying to solve this specific problem, this specific issue. That should be it. That should be it for the team project. I don't know if you have any other questions. Do you? Questions, people, students? I hope most of the things that I said were understood. Yes. Before we have the following class, you must have already sent me a message. I'm going to post. Sorry, I'm learning how to work on the CNET right now. I'm having preparation for it.